I don't think it's a Jason. I don't think it's a Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown situation. I just think that one player is clearly better, and right now that's not a problem. It's just a fact. And right now you have a situation where you have a top three or arguably the best player in the world that wants to be out, and you have a situation in your hands that you have to ask yourself: do we want to move Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant? Like, we're not going to sit here and pretend like this is not Kevin Durant we're talking about. This is Kevin Durant. Like, so it's just like, what do you do? Like, me personally, would I do it? I would think hard about it. Probably no. Unless I could get it in that deal that they originally offered for Jaylen Brown. Like, if I could get Jaylen Brown and Kevin Durant that swap for, like, without giving up Marcus Smart, without giving up like a whole load of draft picks, then you probably do it. But it's just like, I understand it, but at the end of the day, this is Kevin Durant we're talking about. And business over personal, we all know, runs the NBA.
So should the Celtics trade for Kevin Durant? I guess that's the ultimate question that we're discussing. Honestly,
I guess so.
I wouldn't be mad if they didn't. I don't like. They're not in a.
Me either.
Like, at the end of the day, like we said, They were 2 wins away from, winning the NBA Finals. It's very similar to the Warriors. It's like,
yeah,
It's not crazy for them not to feel like they need to trade for Kevin Durant. They were just in the NBA Finals. Now, there's some teams that should be calling the Brooklyn Nets every single day, but I don't think the Celtics have that problem. And again, I know obviously if we break it down, it's still Kevin Durant. No one is denying that, right? Anytime you add Kevin Durant to a team, they instantly become better. But at the same time, are you willing to throw away your pretty much all the players outside of Jayson that really helped you get to that point in the first place? And also, too, the age is a huge thing. And so,
it's a huge thing. It's a reason why, like I said, I would think long and hard about it, unless it's a deal that they turn down. Like, yo, if I'm getting Kevin Durant for, all right, I'll just give up like Jaylen Brown and I get Kevin Durant and keep my everything else, I do it in a heartbeat, because at the end of the day, like, a Kevin Durant and Jayson Tatum duo is probably better than a Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown duo. It's crazy that made me say.
Man said probably. I don't know what you mean by probably, but I can tell you for sure.
There you go.
And that's no slight to Jaylen Brown, but to your point, like you said, it's Kevin Durant we're talking about here. But I will say this, though. If we thought they needed a point guard before, man, it would be convenient as hell to have a point guard with Kevin Durant and Jayson Tatum, because that's a lot of shots. It's a lot of buckets.
But also when you put Kevin Durant in it's like when you put Kevin Durant is probably the only player in NBA history that probably can just like fit in every offense in the NBA no matter what, because it's just like he's exceptionally well catch and shoot, exceptionally well coming off screens. He doesn't have to like create his own shot. So that's what you look at the Jaylen Brown situation and the Jayson Tatum situation, because it's two players that kind of do the same exact thing. Creating your shot every single possession down there.
But that's true. But I think if there was, I guess, one flaw, if we just had to pick anything from Kevin Durant's game that at least I've seen, it's like, I wouldn't want him playing the point guard role. And we've seen him have to do that, though. No, we have. We've seen him have to do that. And it's like, all right, if there's anything, even if you just get like someone that's like might be mid at the point guard position, someone that can literally get the ball to him and Jayson in the right spot.
They got Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
So it's just
Malcolm is solid. But I mean, like, that's not like a.
I get what you say, because people
like he's someone that can literally get them the ball right here.
He's a point guard, but he's more so he's kind of like a hybrid as well. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like a combo. Like, he's not really a true like point guard that most people think he is. Like, he's a point guard if you just base it on positions, of course. But he's not gonna like really like. He's more like a combo hybrid. Like, he can play the one, can play the two. But I don't know. That may be good enough.
I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting. To be very, very clear, if you're rolling out a team with Kevin Durant and Jayson Tatum, I still like their chances, to be clear. I'm just saying that it would be nice if they had more of a traditional point guard, you know what I'm saying, to make their jobs a little bit easier. Now, again, they're still going to score. There's no doubt about it. But I think we've seen, actually both of them, Jayson as well, it's like they're not point guards, but we've seen in certain situations, especially Kevin, where it's like, all right, they have to. You don't want him to, but like, all right, well, but damn.
Well, they can do it just like Jayson Tatum can do. Like, Jayson Tatum was generating a whole bunch of assists this past postseason. They can do it. It's not ideal. It's not the ideal situation. That's what I said. I mean, and that's why you have Malcolm Brogdon, possibly Marcus Smart. Who knows that situation at hand? But I don't know. I don't really. It's hard for me to feel for, like, I understand Jaylen Brown and how he feels, to be constantly thrown into trade rumors, but you're being constantly thrown into trade rumors when we're talking about Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? It's not like people are talking about throwing him in the trade. It's Kevin Durant though. Like I don't think it's like LeBron James, Stephen Curry, like Giannis on the court. Are you really going to be mad that you're thrown in these trade rumors when you're, we're talking about the pillar of the best players in the world?
I would. Absolutely, I would. Absolutely, I would. Because even though whether, it's a sensitive thing, whatever, he still has given that organization that's drafted him years of his career. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, again, I know Jaylen wouldn't come out and say like, oh yeah, Kevin Durant is better than me. No, it's not that. But at the same time, it's like, if you're a player, if you're a human being, and you gave that much time to an organization, you're gonna feel some type of way. Now, everyone else may be understanding, but me personally, I'd be like, yo,
yeah, but if you're not a top 2 player at your position, it's just like you like, what are we really talking about here?
That's true, but also, you know what it is too, especially considering the type of season the Celtics just had. Had they been failing for 5-6 years, and then these trade rumors came out, all right, hey, I would say, Jaylen, you know what, man, the game is a game. This is a business. But dog, you 2 wins away from bringing Boston a chip, and now you got to wake up during the offseason to hear that you in trade rumors? Damn, what more do I want? I mean, literally, it could be a chip, feel me? But at the same time, it's like, well, damn. And then on top of that, we beat the team that we having rumors about. So, I mean, I know it's all business and shit like that, but if I were Jaylen, I would definitely feel some type of way, bro. I wouldn't care that it's Kevin Durant.
No,
I wouldn't care that it's, I would feel some type of way.
Especially when Jaylen Brown was the best player in that NBA Finals for the Boston Celtics. So I definitely get it and understand what you're saying, but that's a real. Is Jaylen Brown it's how you feel about this? Because like I look at a situation where like most people at their position, if you're a top 2, top 3 player in your position, most times like you really have an argument to kind of feel like a little disrespected if you're in trade rumors. That's the real question. Is Jaylen Brown? I guess we might as well do it. Here we go. This. Would you rather have Jaylen Brown edition? Like, is Jaylen Brown a top 3 shooting guard in his position? I'm gonna name some shooting guards, and I want you to say yes or no. It's as simple as that. This is for Jaylen Brown, and I think this will help us answer this kind of question. Bradley Beal.
And I'm hold on one second. And are you 100% sure and positive that Jaylen is a definite shooting guard? I know for the sake of this question. I think the fact that they have Jayson, it forces him to play the 2. But
yeah, I think you're a hybrid, so it's just like his position is listed as shooting guard.
Yeah, okay.
So that's what we're going to base it. He can play the small forward, just like because like Kawhi's coming back this year. Paul George plays the small forward, but he's playing the shooting guard position. You know what I'm saying? Right. So he's considered a shooting guard. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so I just want to make sure we're clear because I gotta we gotta hold each other accountable.
Okay, this is the question. So would you rather have Jaylen Brown edition? The question is Jaylen Brown a top 3 player at his position for the shooting guard position? So
I'm with you.
First off, Bradley Beal.
I would take Bradley Beal over Jaylen Brown.
Paul George.
I would take Paul George over Jaylen Brown. That gap is getting closer though. The gap's getting closer. Okay. Zach LaVine. That's tough. That's very tough. That's very, very tough.
That's what I'm saying.
That's tough. Would I rather have Zach LaVine or Jaylen Brown? I'm gonna go Jaylen.
Klay Thompson.
That's tough though. Jaylen Brown.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Jaylen Brown.
Last but not least. No, I got 2 more. James Harden. Yeah.
I'm not gonna let 1 year. Okay. I'm going to go James Harden off the strength of it's still James Harden.
And last one, another player in trade rumors, Donovan Mitchell. So that's what I'm saying. So you basically said 4 players you would take ahead of Jaylen Brown at the shooting guard position. So that's what I'm saying. Like, should Jaylen Brown really be upset at being in trade rumors if he's not considered a top 3 player at his position? Because most of the times when we talk about the guys that are top 2, top 3 at their position, they're probably not in trade rumors.
Fair enough, but a couple of names that I feel like you may not have said were Devin Booker. I would take Devin Booker over Jaylen Brown
as well.
There's someone else. I don't know why. DeMar DeRozan. I would take DeMar DeRozan over Jaylen Brown as well.
DeMar's more of a small forward, but
not for me. Not for me. I think DeMar's
naturally
similar. Yeah,
because
similar hybrid. Zach, he gets shifted, but
exactly. Okay, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What about CJ McCollum?
No, I would still go with Jaylen.
Okay, but yeah, and I said top 3. Honestly, it's James Harden, Bradley Beal, Paul George. Everybody else, I'm not. Donovan Mitchell, give me Jaylen Brown. Like Zach LaVine. Oh, Devin Booker.
Yeah, be careful. Devin Booker.
I think Jaylen Brown's a top 5 shooting guard in association. After Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell is a toss-up. Zach LaVine's a toss-up, but I'm probably giving the edge to Jaylen Brown. It's tough though, but that's what I'm saying. Like he's not. But the original point of the argument, he's not top 2 or top 3. So it's just kind of like I understand how he feels, but at the same time, I understand what Boston Celtics is looking at. We're looking at like, all right, well, we love Jaylen Brown, 2-way player, 3-level scorer, has a lot of potential, can possibly be the best shooting guard in the league someday. But right now, he's at that like 5th or 6th position. We're looking at Kevin Durant, who's top 3. It's not, regardless if you feel like Giannis is the best player in the world or Stephen Curry or LeBron James, it's like, it ain't probably 3 players in this world better than Kevin Durant. And that's who you have a chance to get if you are the Boston Celtics. So it's just like, if you have a chance to get him, what do you do?
I think what has to be considered here as well is the window of opportunity, right? The Celtics are very, very lucky and fortunate that they are in a win now mode, but also have the opportunity to keep winning for arguably, a decade? Right? Like there aren't too many teams ever in league history that have had that luxury. So like if you trade for Kevin Durant, and I'm not saying that KD is going to retire next season, but like literally the age difference between Kevin Durant and Jaylen Brown exists. So if you're the Celtics and if you were to look at your roster and say, you know what, I think we can win with this team right now, I don't see the point of making such a crazy trade. Even if you think those chances increase if you get Kevin, you got to ask yourself, do our chances increase that much that is worth it to get him now and get a championship within the next 3 years and trade away Jaylen and give up 8, 9, 10 years? Because to your point too, who knows if Jayson stays? Right? Who knows if I'm saying both guys want to leave after a couple years. So but maybe to me is another thing.
But maybe this is a reason why they're trying to win a championship, so they make sure Jayson Tatum does stay. Because you only got 3 years. You only really got 3 years. So if you look at the Eastern Conference, I'll be honest with you. I'll be real with you. I know the Boston Celtics are good. I think they're going to be a top 3, top 4 seed, whatever. Maybe be number 1 again next year. But if I look at that boy Giannis is still in the East. You know what I'm saying? That boy, that Greek freak is still in the East.
And he's not going nowhere.
Exactly. And last time I checked, if Chris Middleton is healthy and you still got Drew Holiday and you still got Giannis, I don't really give a damn what people do. I'm taking the Bucks. You get what I'm saying? So it's just kind of like, if you're the Boston Celtics, if you're looking at that, like, well, if we play the Bucks, they struggled this year without Chris Middleton against the Bucks. So imagine if they had Chris Middleton. So if you're looking at that, it's like, well, if we swap Kevin Durant for Jaylen Brown, if that gives us an advantage over the Bucks,
and more players though, just to be clear,
and more players and stuff like that, do we have a better chance of winning multiple championships in this window with Kevin Durant over Jaylen Brown? The answer is probably yes, and it's still going to be hard. Because as much as I probably love a duo of Jayson Tatum and Kevin Durant, I love even a big 3 of Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton. And Chris Middleton.
Because that's another question though.
Yeah, I do. Because you had to, like you said this, you had to give up probably more than just Jaylen Brown. If you're giving up Marcus Smart and Grant Williams and all that, I don't love it. I don't love it. If you could give up Jaylen Brown, a pick, and Derek White, I love it. I love it even more.
So let's say the trios right now. Giannis, healthy Chris Middleton, and Drew Holiday versus healthy KD, Jayson Tatum, and Malcolm Brogdon.
No, that doesn't move me. That doesn't really move me.
It ain't obvious though. It ain't a, oh yeah, for sure. Milwaukee.
I think it's obvious because that third player is far below anybody out of those 2 units that we're kind of.
I wouldn't say far below here.
Yeah. Drew Holiday is a way much better player than Malcolm Brogdon. Way better, much better.
Yeah,
much better.
Okay, well then,
can score, can defend.
No, I'm with that. But do you feel that Jayson Tatum is way better than Chris Middleton?
I think Jayson Tatum. I think Jayson Tatum is probably. Yeah.
Okay then. So that gap versus the gap between Brogdon and Drew Holiday.
It's way more closer for Chris Middleton than it is for Brogdon and Drew, though. I'll tell you that right now. I'll tell you that right now.
I never thought you'd say that, but
Malcolm Brogdon can never be a number 2 on a championship team. Some nights Drew Holiday can be on some nights. In the playoff run, in the playoff situation, in the NBA Finals, we've seen it.
I don't want to hear that on some nights. I don't want to hear that on some nights. It's either you can be or you can't. I don't want to hear no.
It's a never for Malcolm. It's a never.
Okay,
it's a never.
That's kind of heavy, but I get it.
You talk about some night. It's a never for him.
That's kind of heavy, but I understand.
It's more of a question. Is he really a number 3? So that's what I'm saying. I would really keep Marcus. I would really have Marcus Smart as my third option than Malcolm Brogdon. If we being real.
Okay, let me tell you something right now. If a team is rolling out there with Kevin Durant and Jayson Tatum, Malcolm Brogdon isn't going. Yeah, I feel comfortable. I like my chances. I love my chances.
Yeah,
So watch this. Let me ask you this though, because we've had a conversation before, right, about how some players have trouble being the number 2 option, right? Some players have a problem with going from number 1 to number 3 or number 4, whatever. So do you think, all right, if Kevin would be added to that Celtics roster, do you think Jayson would be able to adjust and adapt to that new situation?
Let's get this.
What? That's not a rude question.
No. Let's get this out of the way. It ain't gonna be Jayson Tatum adjusting.
First of all, it also could be Kevin Durant chilling on the sidelines on some catch and shoot shit.
But it ain't clear. We not gonna pretend if Kevin Durant comes on to Boston, like it's still the Jayson Tatum show. It's still Jayson Tatum. No, you pump the brakes. You pump the brakes. This ain't no what I don't think it's what you think it is. It's not gonna be like Kevin Durant coming on and Jayson Tatum's about to be the second option like Kevin Durant did with Golden State Warriors. That ain't happening. I'm letting you know that right now. That ain't happening.
Can I ask you why you feel that way?
Jayson Tatum is just as good as Kevin Durant. They're eye level, bro. Like I would give the edge to Kevin Durant. Jayson Tatum is a top.
Let's make sure we get that on loop, please.
Arguably the top 5 basketball player in the world. It's their eye level, bro, from a talent and skill perspective. And Jayson Tatum's a way better defender than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is still a solid defender as well. Bro. It's not.
So would you put Jayson Tatum on the same level as Stephen Curry? Would you put Jayson Tatum on the same level as LeBron James? Would you put Jayson Tatum on the same level as Giannis or Kawhi?
If I just said that Jayson Tatum is arguably, I'm putting not only Jayson Tatum, you throw Luka in there as well. I'm putting both of them.
Nope. I didn't say anything about Luka. I didn't say anything about Luka.
I'm putting both on the same level. If both of them are both a top 5, top 6 players in the NBA, if you're top 5, top 6 players in the NBA, that means that you could arguably be number 1 or number 3 or number 2 on any given night. That's what it means.
Oh, there you go. On any given night. That's not what I am talking about.
Even in the playoffs. There's games where Jayson Tatum can outplay LeBron James in a 48-minute ball game. Cool, I'll give him his flowers.
That don't mean I'm going to take him over Bron. There's games where he could do that over Kevin Durant. Cool. That don't mean I'm going to take him over KD. Come on. That's not the same question.
If I have Jayson Tatum running my team, I feel comfortable. Okay, it's not really, I feel fine.
Again,
I feel fine.
I love the wording. I really do respect it, but I need you to do me a favor. Can you please answer my question? Do you feel that Jayson Tatum is on the same level as LeBron James? Do you feel that Jayson?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
LeBron. Do you feel that Jayson Tatum is on the same level as Stephen Curry?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
You're saying like that wasn't my question. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not saying. That's the yes. And I also feel it's not just Jayson Tatum. It's also Luka Doncic. Yes. They're more on that level than we got the 2 past MVP candidates. If we being real, like people feel that Nikola Jokic is the best player in the NBA in top 3. I don't feel that way.
Not this guy.
Joel Embiid, they feel like Joel Embiid is a top 3, top 5. And it's on the same level as those guys. I don't feel that way. So no, I'm not going to sit up and say like, I'm looking at Jayson Tatum and Luka Doncic, who's already done more than either of those guys, to sit up and say that they're not on the same level or can't possibly be on the same level as those guys. Come on now. We got to be real.
You're a wild man.
We got to be real.
You're a wild man. There's no way.
I don't know why.
So you saying Jayson Tatum has a case to be made that he's the best player in the world?
No, you're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's not what I'm saying.
How is that not the same thing? How is that not the same thing?
Because
if you just told me that he's on the same level as Kevin Durant, but you feel that Kevin Durant's the best player in the world, how is that not the same thing?
Because it's a legit. That's not what I'm saying. Like it's a legit. I'm talking about skill for skill, talent for talent. You can argue that they're eye level. Like that's not what I'm saying. Like we're talking about everything they bring to the game of basketball right now. But I'm not. Giannis is still. It's Giannis and LeBron and Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry. They've done it way longer. So I'm always going to give the edge and advantage to those guys because they've done it way longer and they're still doing it. So now could Jayson Tatum, Luka Doncic like knock some of those guys out of those positions? Depends on what they keep doing in the playoffs and what runs are going on. Like Jayson Tatum just came off a finals run. He didn't play well, but he's still like LeBron James was talking about. Like Jayson Tatum's one of those guys. Like, anytime you got LeBron James telling you, like, yo, he's one of those guys. Like, keep that duo intact with him and Jaylen Brown. Like, they're going to be back. Like, I played bad in my first finals against the San Antonio Spurs because I was young. The same thing happened with Jayson Tatum. Like, he's one of those guys. Like, Luka Doncic is one of those guys. Like, I feel comfortable in that. I'm not saying they're the best in the world, but I'm saying if we're talking about top five and we're talking about that 5 to 6, 7 range, I have Jayson Tatum, Luka Doncic up there.
I have no problem with you saying that, Ma, but now it sounds as if you're shifting the wording of what you were originally saying.
I'm not shifting the word. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
All right. Well, either way, as long as Giannis is way higher up on the pecking order in terms of overall players. But, you know, and speaking of all that, I feel like
you can say that, it ain't gonna make it true.
We're gonna see this year during the playoffs. But
didn't we see a game 7 the last, you're only as good as your last game. Last time I saw Giannis, he was throwing the ball. He was throwing the ball at the side of the backboard.
Hey, Giannis ain't the only superstar that ended his season playing like ass. So I don't even think we really want to go down.
That's true.
We don't want to go down that road. We do not want to go down that road.
No, I'm just saying that's true. But I'm just saying let's not get it. Let's not get it twisted.
We don't want to do that.
Missing shots and looking very discombobulated on the court when your main strength is not working is something totally different. I think people forget. Though. I think people forget that. That's all I'm saying. Like it's a difference between. I didn't see Kobe Bean Bryant miss shots in the NBA Finals game, but missing shots is different than looking discombobulated. Like when they take away your number one attribute, you looking damn near lost, confused. Like damn, it's an APB out on. Like damn, is this the best player in the world? People talking about that is a problem. So
all I'm gonna say is Giannis is not lonely. And I will leave it at that. You are trying to make it seem as if he is the only individual that ended his season playing like that. Trust me, he is not. There is a group. I'm not even saying anybody individual. It is a group of guys that can say, hey man, Giannis, I get it. You're not the only one, bro. Don't worry about it. He ain't flying solo on this one, player.
I'm just saying, let's not get crazy though, talking about like stratosphere, like up here, and everybody else is down here. That's all I'm saying. Let's not get crazy. Just have some respect.
Okay. Ooh, I got a cap or no cap. I think I know your answer already, but I want to ask it anyway. Cap or no cap? John Collins will make the All-Star game this year. /. John Collins will average 20 and 10 this season. One of those. Yeah, I can see why your reaction with the first answer is going to be. But one of those, 20 and 10.
The first one's a hell no. And the second one is just like, maybe, probably cap.
There's some, oh man.
Probably cap. I like John Collins. Hybrid, power forward, hybrid big.
You say it like you forced to say. I mean, I like him. Good guy.
Yeah, but like he may average 20 and 10. He averaged 20 and 10 before already once in his career.
That's what I'm asking if you feel like he's gonna, do it this season.
No, it's not. What shots going around? It's the Murray and Trey show. He's the third option now. He already felt uncomfortable being the second option this past season. He be even more uncomfortable. He was already talking about he wanted out this past season. He may want out even more because it may get nasty. Like, what shots going around?
I mean, but maybe he's a winner, right? So maybe if less shots result into more wins, who knows? He get active.
He already got his contract, but no, that was a terrible cap. That was a terrible cap.
How? You never know.
All right. So who? Tobias Harris got a better chance to go into All-Star game than John Collins.
Which All-Star, right from this past game, made it that you felt? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. That you may have felt would not have made it before the season started, if that makes sense.
Darius
like
Garland
someone that was
last year.
Oh, exact perfect example. So,
but it's levels.
Okay, so some players though,
That's
show
true.
up, or some players, you know what I'm saying? You never know. So you act like I'm saying someone that he shouldn't be in the league, let alone make the All-Star game.
That's true, especially because it was arguments that Miles Bridges could have made it this past year.
Exactly, come on now.
And now he's not even.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
We don't know if he's ever going to play again.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Rough situation. You want to talk about getting nasty? Yeah, that's, hey man, be easy. But I mean, I think John Collins, especially when we talk about first-year players, right, that could make the All-Star, or players that can make the All-Star game for the first time, that list isn't as large. That's all it is. I didn't answer the question here. But
it's not a lot of guys. It's not a lot of guys that. Yeah, I mean, a better question: who's more likely to make the All-Star game, R.J. Barrett or John Collins? I would have preferred that one. That would have been a better one. So answer that. This.
What would have been your answer? Mine is John Collins, by the way. But what would have been your answer?
And mine is R.J. Barrett.
But you know what, though, it sucks. I hate having to say this and do this, but my John Collins was part of the reason why is because when we think about positions, right? Like which position is kind of deeper. You know what I'm saying? Which one would I feel like guys would have to compete for less? That makes sense. RJ, yeah, you're rolling with some heavy players at that position. That's all it is. It's not, and that's the thing too about these All-Star games. Not everyone can go. Yeah, the game is a game, but hey.
Well, we know for a fact that neither one will probably be going, and it's a tough league, it's a tough conference, and it is what it is.
Well, neither one probably, but
it is what it is. At the end of the day, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to make the All-Star game.
I have to ask that John question just because,
And also, we're going. It's not like it's based on positions. It's not like they're selecting the best 12 people. Right. That's
exactly.
If you select the best 12 people, his
it'd be 9 guards walking around in that damn Eastern Conference. It'd be 9 guards, 2 wings, and a center named Joel Embiid. What the hell are we doing? Having Brad play the 4 and all. Hey, the game is the game. The game is the game. But yeah, a couple housekeeping items before we slide. You already know. Subscribe to No Pump Fakes wherever you get your podcast. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify. All right, make sure you subscribe to No Pump Fakes wherever you get your podcast. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify. Just like that, y'all. We gone. Peace. What's up, y'all? It's Theus McBee. Make sure you go follow No Pump Fakes on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your podcasts.